All right, there we go. We are live. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Beth. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to just open up the comments so I can see if people are chatting. If you're tuning in today to the Stash Chat, feel free to comment. Hi, hello. And I will share the comments with Beth here. So welcome. Hi.
Thanks for having me, Shaina.
I'm Shaina Billow, and this is Beth Zych, my bud. And we're here for a Stash Chat today. So the Stash Chats are part of my Summer of Stash, which is sadly coming to an end as summer ends. So this might be one of my last Stash Chats for the summer, but I have fun things planned for fall. But the Stash Chats are a chance for me to talk to my good friends in the knitting industry about what their yarn stashes look like, how they've collected yarn over the years, etc. And I couldn't think of anyone better than Beth to invite because she and I we've connected a lot over the last 5 years. And she and I have similar histories. Mm-hmm. And hi, Cynthia, welcome. And hi, Eileen. Everybody's joining. It's so nice. It's great to have you here. So Beth is a fabulous knitter. She used to own a yarn store, just like me. Mm-hmm. She's then worked in numerous positions in the yarn world. So she's worked at Webb's as their education coordinator. So that's how I first met Beth, mm-hmm. Through teaching at Webb's retreats, which were phenomenal. And now Beth has a really cool new business that she's starting. And we'll talk about that a little bit, but I also want to talk about your yarn stash. So Beth, before we start, we both need to discuss our last names because this is a big deal, right? Mm-hmm. We have interesting last names. So my last name is pronounced Billow, like pillow. Mm-hmm. And your last name is?
Zych, like stitch.
So nice. So amazing.
Just fits so nicely in with my chosen profession. I did that was totally by accident, actually. When I first started dating my husband, he said, well, I was meeting him for the first time. He said, my last name is one of those, you know how like there's all those vowels and then sometimes Y? Mine's the sometimes Y.
Sometimes Y.
Okay. Alrighty then.
It's very cool, but I love that your name rhymes with stitch because it is really perfect. I wish I could come up with a better one than pillow for Billow. We'll have to think on this.
We'll have to think about it.
We'll workshop it.
We're good when we put our heads together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. No, I love chatting with you about all things knitting and yarn. Yes. So, all right. My burning question, because we're both past yarn store owners, is first of all, can you tell us a little bit about your yarn shop, like how long, when you had it, where it was, etc. And then I want to know, do you still have yarn from your yarn shop in your stash?
Okay, we'll save that little bit to the end because I'm sure everybody knows the answer already. But so I purchased, my mom and I actually purchased three business partners in Duxbury, Massachusetts. The shop was called The Wool Basket, and Mom and I bought it and we renamed it Wool Basket Yarns because we wanted that continuity for the community that had already been built there in Duxbury. Duxbury, Massachusetts, it's this lovely little seaside town. It's just beautiful. I was so fortunate. Mom and I had that business for almost 10 years.
That's nice.
We started in 2005. And closed in early fall of 2014. But I made lots of friends, had so much fun. I, did all the day-to-day stuff, taught classes, acquired massive amounts of yarn.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, I do still have yarn from my shop that I have brought with me in all of my subsequent life moves across the state of Massachusetts. And this little top I'm wearing, actually, I designed a piece for Webb's and decided to reknit it in yarn from my stash, which is actually Sylvan Spirit from Green Mountain Spinnery that I had at Wool Basket Yarns.
It's beautiful. It's so cool. Oh my gosh.
And it's green, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, you might like that color a little bit. I don't know. I've heard.
Yeah, there's a rumor going around. For sure.
Yeah. That's so funny. So I too have some yarn still from my shop. It's
Mhm.
it's dwindling a little bit. Every so often I'll either knit with it or decide that it's ready to move on to its next life. But yeah, I do have some yarns too because there's so many memories and
Right?
oh my gosh, and
I
it's
know.
so fun buying yarn as a yarn shop owner, like
It's the
for the
best.
store, right?
It is I mean, the reps come in and they've all their samples and they have all these beautiful color cards. I mean, back in the day when we were doing this, the color cards were all like real yarn. They weren't
Yes.
photocopied pictures of like they were actually real yarn that you could touch and feel. And they had these boards where you could flip the colors up in one direction and flip them down in another direction so you could pick your palette. And oh my God, it was just the best.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Mhm.
Just reliving that for a minute in my head. But it was, yeah, that's of all the things I missed, that might be one of the biggest ones, just the
Mhm.
buying of the yarn in bulk quantities. And then
Mhm.
when it arrives, it's like such a treat.
Boxes.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
and we didn't have, you know, iPhones or anything back then, so you couldn't like take videos of the unboxing and post them on the, you know, but oh my God, wouldn't that have been
I
fun to
know.
do?
It's
I
like
mean,
the golden age of social media right now that yarn stores get to do that and
yeah,
like
I'm
really show you.
jealous.
I know.
So jealous.
I know. We'll have to maybe do like guest appearances at some yarn shops when they get their yarn to do like
That would
to
be great.
relive the
We'll work
glory
on
days.
that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So you've said that you've brought your yarn with you through moves. Do you ever, aside from knitting up the stash yarn, do you ever um, get rid of stash? Do you ever
Well,
lessen stash, I should say?
so yes, I have culled several times. I used to be really good at it. Like I used to do it at least once a year, and that hasn't happened for a while, but one of the really fun things about working at Webb's, my first several years at Webb's, I was an assistant store manager. So I worked in the store and I was surrounded by yarn all day and got to touch it and play with it and stock it and do all the things. And I'd go through my yarn stash and I would bring, you know, bags of yarn or skeins of fingering weight or whatever. I bring them into our break room so my coworkers could just take them. And I still to this day get notes from coworkers who have something that they got from my D stash,
Oh my
and
God.
they'll say, "I made this thing with your yarn and I love it so much." And what it is the like, oh my God. That's just it's the nicest feeling to know that something I loved was passed on to someone else who loved it so much and made something with it and what they made and a picture of them wearing it and it's
And
amazing.
remembered that they got the yarn from you and felt the importance of that and the beauty of
Mhm.
that. That's really nice. So
That
I've
was really fun. That's one of the things I miss about working at Webb's is just the ability to like every night, and it would happen a couple times a year. I'd just come in early in the morning and dump stuff on the table in the kitchen. And, you know, folks would come into work and then they'd be like, oh my God, there's
it's a
free yarn
stash
on the
sale.
table. There's free yarn. Oh my gosh.
That must have been nice for them too. I'm sure they
Well, it was
missed you.
really fun. And
Yeah,
there were other like coworkers did it too. I wasn't the only one, but
yeah,
it was really one of the fun things that we
yeah,
did
like a nice
as,
stash
you
spot.
know, as coworkers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever donate to charity any of your yarns? Have you ever found yourself doing that?
You know, it's really funny. You should ask. I have a really good friend by the name of Melinda Lesko who has a fiber mill called Alchemy Fiber Mills, and you can follow her on Instagram, and she's amazing. It's at Alchemy Fiber Mills.
Writing it down.
Um, but I donated a, small donation to her of my stash, smallish, so that she could sell it in her open space days at her mill.
Got it.
Make a little bit of money for the mill. So yes, I did. She's not technically a charity, but it was to help her, you know, kind of raise some money for the mill and stuff, because it's just maintaining all of that equipment and all of the amazing things that she does. It's just my little way of trying to help and support her business. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to have a manufacturing like mill business. So I
Mhm.
that's beautiful. That's very nice. Hmm.
Yeah,
Ma-
definitely give Alchemy Fiber Mills a follow on Instagram because she's just amazing
Awesome. I
and
will.
she's doing
Thank you.
awesome things. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So I want to hear a little bit. I'm trying to think if I have other stash questions. They'll pop up. We always want to talk about yarn, right? Like
Yeah.
it's,
Well, yes. I mean, who doesn't?
but I'm super excited about what you have coming up which is
Mhm.
your new business venture, Yarn Smarts. I don't know if you want to give us your elevator pitch or
Okay, so anybody who knows me, and Shaina, you should know this very well by now. Me and the elevator pitch are not friends because I'm just way too talkative. I mean, I could never get an elevator pitch out in an elevator ride. It would take me like at least 7 elevator rides up and down to get through the whole thing.
okay.
But basically, what I am developing is a live virtual education community. So focus on live virtual. Um, you want to be in the Zoom where it happens. When a teacher like Shaina is teaching, there's nothing better than having it be live. You're in the room with other like-minded students who are interested in the same thing that you're interested in. Shaina is an absolute expert at teaching online, as I'm sure you all know. And it's just, there's something magic that happens in a live classroom that you can't get anywhere else, and you can't recreate that moment. You can't recreate that spark that happens in a live classroom setting. And it's just, I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. I get by with a little help from my friends. Like I always say, we've got a really terrific lineup of teachers coming for this fall. I am super excited to meet folks and have folks come and try it out and take some classes. And we're doing some little special hour-long events called craft chats where you can get to meet folks. So we'll have a bit of that going on too. And it's just, I think it's just going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super excited to share it with everybody.
I'm so psyched. And I mean, I know we're going to be talking about this more in the coming weeks because we may or may not have a little mini retreat scheduled. Friends, keep your eyes open for that. Um, but I think it's really nice, the virtual classes. I enjoy teaching in person. I enjoy teaching virtually, but there's something very special about a virtual class where I know everybody is comfortable in their home. Everyone's relaxed, they're in their space, they
Mhm.
can use the bath, they can do whatever they need to, and we're there together, they're comfortable, and they've got all their stash and supplies. So here we're bringing it back to stash chat. They've got
Mhm.
everything they need right there. So it's a little different than going to a live class where you need to make sure you have all your supplies, or you'll have to buy some more when you get there, which is never a hardship, right? It's always fun buying more supplies, always. But it's pretty cool to have that virtual thing. And I also really love virtual when I get to talk with students.
Mhm.
Um, and I am excited that your platform is going to be very community centric, and that I'll get to really work with students more intimately. So I'm excited. I'm very pumped for
Thank
it.
you. Well,
Yay.
I am super excited too, and community building is something I've been doing for over 20 years. I did it in the first yarn store that I ever worked in. Before I bought my store, I worked in a yarn store in Milton, Massachusetts for 3 years and taught drop-in classes and helped her build her community. Moved on to my own place. When I grew and cultivated the community that was there and built that community up, I helped build the community at Webb's through teaching classes. My first 6 years I was there, I taught classes. Worked with the expert knitters in the expert knitter program. When I took over the education manager role, I got to be really close to all of these folks and schedule classes for them to come and help build that community. So that this is something that's just so near and dear to my heart and so important to me, because I think more and more it's just so important to be a part of a community that's welcoming, inspirational, creative, fun, lively, all of those great things. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is something we were talking about this earlier,
Mhm.
folks, but this is something that for many of us only started 5 years ago when we all switched to virtual, where we had to pivot that way. And I've taken a lot of the things I've learned about teaching virtually, and used them now in my live classes. So it's kind of exciting that we are able to do the virtual classes, and that I can teach somebody from California, and I can teach someone from Alaska and someone from Florida all at the same time. and that we get to come together that way. So I'm just so excited. And we have one comment here. Huge congrats to you. Your plan sounds fabulous and wish you the very best. Can't wait to hear about the next steps. That was from Beth Patrick. Thanks, Beth.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're here, Beth. I miss you.
So yeah, follow Yarn Smarts on Instagram, etc. And we'll be talking more in the future about this too, because again, big nice teaching weekend coming up. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to have you and your friend who's going to be teaching with you.
I'm so excited.
Weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you know who we're talking about already. We don't actually have to drop any names, do we, Shaina?
No, I'm trying to think of what their last name rhymes with.
Oh, that's a hard one.
I know.
I don't think it rhymes with yarn snob, though, does it?
No, maybe Leonard. Leonard. It's too funny. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited about it. But
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I welcome all kinds of suggestions and thoughts. The website has a landing page on it right now, so you can pop your email in there. It's yarnsmarts.com. Sign up for my email list so I can let you know when everything gets rolling. Definitely keep an eye on Instagram because I will be posting. I'm learning all the things. I'm learning how to build a website, and I'm learning how to do all the social media stuff, and I'm learning all of the behind the scenes things that have to happen, and like my head is about ready to explode
for sure,
but in a good way. And I do make sure I have made myself, especially over the last week or so when things are really kind of ramping up in my world, to take time to knit.
I was just going to ask,
to make myself. Well, I also have a Rhinebeck sweater that has to be done for Rhinebeck, so that's coming up.
Yeah.
And it's lots of cables and lots of intricate stuff. So I try to make myself, and I can only focus on that when I'm working on it. So it's really good to redirect my brain.
What color is it?
It might be green.
Amazing.
I know. Such a shock.
That's okay. All right. I would have been worried if you said something else, honestly. So
yeah, no, it's definitely green, and coincidentally also from Green Mountain Spinnery, so they're going to get a double shout out today.
Green, nice.
Yeah,
love it. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. But you're definitely uniquely set up to do Yarn Smarts. Like, I know you're saying like it's so hard, or not hard, but that you're learning a lot right now.
Learning a lot.
But you bring so much with you to what you're about to do. So it's very exciting. Your stash of knowledge, if we want to bring it back to this.
Right? I guess that is. It's been, two of the most important threads. I took this workshop once where we talked about red threads, the red threads being the things that you enjoy most about your job.
Yeah.
And see, I can't really think of this as a job because it's what I do all the time. I'm always immersed in this world. But my two red threads would be community building and customer service.
Yeah.
And I want so much to provide a good, fun, inspirational experience for any yarn lover out there who's looking to further their yarn smarts.
Yes. I love it. No, and we've got a lot of yarn lovers here. I mean, we're all in love with yarn.
Well, how could you not be, really?
Yeah. So when you go to Rhinebeck, do you have certain places you are eyeing to get some more yarn for your stash? What do you do when you go to Rhinebeck?
Oh wow, that's a really great question. Because the name of the place that I always go to every year and buy from every year has just completely flown out of my head.
Oh no.
Which is unfortunate. But there it is. If I think of it, I will let you know. But she's got Utopia, EUETIA.
Okay, I've seen. Yeah.
I love her booth. It's great. I come away with at least 2 sweater quantities worth every time I go.
Do you knit the sweater quantities every year between the Rhinebecks?
Another booth that I really love is Tintagel Farms. Part of which because I love the name. I just love that King Arthur lore connection. Yeah. I just think that's amazing. But their yarns are all small batch, beautiful hand, delicious to knit with. Just they're fantastic too. So definitely, if you're going to Rhinebeck, stop by there. And then there's always Indigo Dragonfly. You
Yes.
cannot go to Rhinebeck without stopping at Kim's booth, because Kim's booth is amazing.
It's so fun. Yeah, I'll be up there on Sunday, I think this year is my plan.
Awesome.
But I am happy to know that you two maybe don't knit with the yarn that you purchase every year at Rhinebeck. I have tons of yarn that I've purchased at Rhinebeck, and then I just got back from Scotland and I bought like 4 sweater quantities while I'm there because Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like looking at me and it's like, please knit with me, please knit with me. But I just,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much always on the needles. It's hard.
Well, it is hard, and finding time, especially in the last few weeks, to knit has been really, really hard. So making myself stop and focus on it every day has been really important. But I mean, and I'd love to ask you, Shaina, are you project monogamous?
No.
Thank God, I'm not the only one.
I have been, I don't want to say the word better because really it's all good, no matter what you're knitting, right? One project, 20 something, beyond that is fine. But I've been more selective where I have maybe just 3 or 4 projects at a time, that I can mix and match. So like I brought a shawl I'm working on to the library when my son went to an event. And right now while we're chatting, I have the band of a vest that I'm designing. So, I pick up where I need it depending on, where I'm going or my mood. What about you? What do you do, Beth?
I have several kind of strategically placed throughout my life. I've got one that I keep in my purse in case I get stuck in the Dunkin' Donuts line waiting to go through Dunkin' Donuts, so I'm not just sitting there scrolling on my phone, because who wants to do that? I also have obviously have my Rhinebeck sweater that I can't, that's not a grab and go. That's not a bring it with you on the go kind of thing. The one that I'm currently working on that was sort of like my Zoom knitting or chat knitting with friends or whatever, I'm now on a sleeve where I have to count a certain number of rows before decreases. So it's not as like, it's a little more pay attention-y than it was before. So I have to start a new project. So I have something that I can, focus on the people that I'm talking to, but just have going in my life. I'm actually unbelievably not knitting right now.
I can't believe I am because my previous stash chats I haven't, but I guess something about you just makes me want to knit.
That is one of the best compliments that anyone has ever paid me. Thank you. Thank you.
And I need to get this done.
Well, then there's that too, of course.
That's so funny. Oh, Beth, I've loved chatting with you today, and I am excited for what we've got going on in the future together, and for you. Like, it's really exciting. So, I'll put all the links, after our chat ends. But is there anything else you want to share with us? Any stash tips for anybody? Anything you want to?
Any stash tips? Well, so generally I'm a highly organized person, except when it comes to my stash.
Okay.
I don't organize it by weight, and I don't organize it by vendor, and I don't organize it by, it's sort of like, I think it's organized mostly by wool blends and cotton blends.
Okay, so
I have all the wool blends in one closet and the cotton blends in another closet. And then the stuff that I'm most interested in working on is actually hiding in this bookcase behind me, which is why there's a curtain over the bookcase, because in there are plastic zipper bags that are just begging to be sweaters.
Pay no attention to the yarn behind the curtain.
No attention to the yarn behind the curtain. So yeah, my stash organization skills are really, really, I could definitely level those up a little bit, but yeah, no. And I'll be adding more to the stash.
Can you find whatever you're looking for when you need it though? Like, are you?
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay. And do you remember what you have?
Mostly. I did come across about 5 or 6 months ago a plastic tub in one of my closets that was filled with stuff that I had completely forgotten about. So it was
new yarn,
like a little treasure chest that I opened up and went, oh my God, I remember. And I remember where I bought that. And I remember when I bought that. And so I was texting with my best friend, and I said, I found this yarn that we got at Stitches that time. And she was like, how do you know that?
Oh my gosh, Stitches. Oh my gosh.
Right?
That
Yeah.
was a great stash acquisition spot.
Oh yeah. Getting home on the plane after Stitches Midwest was always a trick. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to pack an
Yeah.
extra suitcase. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the same with me. I have a recollection of most of the yarn, and then occasionally I'll be going through a box and I'll be like, oh, wait, that. I meant to do something with that.
Where
Yeah.
did you come from? Where have you been hiding all this time? Oh my goodness.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Hello, gorgeous.
Exactly. Oh, well, thank you very much, Beth. And everyone, thanks for tuning in and watching.
Well, yeah.
We can't wait to knit with you soon. So
Very soon.
thank you.
Take
All
care.
right. Bye.
Take care.